today I'm going to give you guys my review of the Minnesota Vikings and Chicago Bears game. Ciao, Chicago choked this away. So starting off with J.J. McCarthy, he went 13 of 20, 143 passing yards, 68 passing yards after the catch, 2 passing touchdowns and 1 interception. This was a pick six, mind you, okay? And they ain't shit because they posted on Twitter his first touchdown and then it was the pick six. I thought that shit was so funny. So ultimately 98.5% rating and then 2 carries for 25 rushing yards. He had 1 rushing touchdown. He was sacked 3 times. And so, yeah, in the beginning of this game, he played like shit. Okay? That pick six, it was the icing on the cake. The Bears were up big, okay? And the offense just could not get anything going. Okay? The Bears defense did a great job at pressuring them, okay? And then after the pick six, he really locked in. I believe he had 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter or so, some of the best plays, but he responded. He did what he needed to do, okay? Because it was not looking pretty. I was thinking before this game, they posted on Instagram about him in college at Michigan, how he's always been a winner and all that stuff, right? And I was thinking during this game, like, it ain't gonna age well, child, it ain't. And even on that pick six thing that they posted, someone's like, it's not easy when you don't get the signals before. It would have been so bad. But he responded. He showed up when it mattered most. He had the passing touchdowns. He ran winning as well. And was able to do what he needed to do. I think that's some important context for this game as well, is that I believe one of their offensive linemen, I think Christian Darrisaw, he was out. So that definitely changes and stuff. Because that offensive line in the beginning was not holding up, child. And, yeah, but he eventually figured it out, and they ultimately end up winning the game. So you got to give a shout out to him for turning it around. Because, child, it was looking ugly. So here's some of the plays that send out the touchdown to Justin Jefferson. Okay, this was huge, y'all, because that offense was stagnant. Okay, we ain't forget about that abortion stuff with Justin Jefferson. I ain't forget. He a good player on the field, but off the wheel, it's questionable, y'all. And then this was one that he had to Aaron Jones, was a really nice touchdown pass. And then this was whenever he ran it in himself at the end for the rushing touchdown. Then here's Kevin O'Connell after one of JJ's plays. This might have been the rushing touchdown, but he was hype. And he called a good game. Okay, so you got to give credit to what he's been able to do as a coach for this Vikings team as well. Now we look at everyone else for the Vikings offense. So we got Aaron Jones, 67 yards, 1 touchdown, 8 carries for 23 rushing yards. So yeah, he was able to do enough. Like, they did a pretty good job of stopping the running game, I would say, for the most part. Like, they had some moments where they were able to do well with it. But for the most part, I thought that the Bears defense was effective in stopping the running game. Justin Jefferson, 48 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 receptions. And yeah, kind of similar to JJ. Justin Jefferson, it took a while to get him going. I believe he had like a 13-yard catch, and then he had a touchdown and stuff. I think this was like, I forget when it was in the game. But yeah, but before that, he had like 2 receptions for 4 yards, and it was like the lowest he ever had. So after that, he kind of started to get going and stuff, and so he had some good stuff, one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Jordan Mason, 75 yards. And then, I think this is 68 rushing yards for 15 carries. Jaden Naylor, 28 yards, so you see that. Hawkinson, only 15 yards, so there's that. And then we continue on. Adam Thielen had nothing. I mean, pretty much all these people had nothing. And then the kicker made all the kicks. A 59-yard field goal is just absolutely insane, so you got to give a shout out for that. Now looking at the box score and the advanced metrics for the game. So first quarter, 0-7. I believe that was Caleb's rushing touchdown that he had. And then the second quarter, 6-3. These are both field goals. And then 3 for the Bears. And then the third quarter, 0-7. And then in the fourth quarter, 21-7. Him having 3 touchdowns. Like, that was insane. It's kind of reminiscent of yesterday's game, you know, with the Sunday Night Football with Josh Allen. Because I believe he had like 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter or something like that. Like, he went off in the fourth quarter of that game. So it was huge. And it was similar in that way because in that game, bro, the Ravens had all the momentum, bro. It was 40-25 at one point, and then they shit the bed. Bills capitalized and win it. It's the same thing here. Bears had the momentum, and then, you know, they couldn't get anything going really after the beginning, to be honest. And, I mean, they had, like, a few moments, but, like, for real, like, if we're looking at this game, like, 21 in the fourth quarter, bro. And then biggest leads, the Vikings had a 10 lead in the fourth quarter, and they had an 11 lead in the third quarter. So you see those things, and I'll talk about, you know, why the Vikings won a little bit later with the defense. Now we look at head-to-head metrics. So 254 total yards for the Vikings. For the Bears, 318. Time of possession, 27:07 to 32:53. First downs, 14-20. Third down percentage, 3-12. Good God, they were bad on third down. And then they were also 3-12. So they both asked. Red zone percentage, 2-3 and then 2-2. Turnovers, 1-1. Rushing yards, 120 to 119. And passing yards, 134 to 199. Rushing yards per attempt, I think 4.6 to 4.5. Passing yards per attempt, I think it's 5.8 to 5.4. And then I forget what this last set is. It might be the penalties or something. So you have those things. And we continue on penalty yards, 50 to 127. So that is pretty notable. That is pretty notable. You look at sacks, 2 to 3 defensive touchdowns. The Bears had 1, Vikings 0 interceptions. The defense for the Bears got 1. Tackles for loss, 6 to 6. Passes defended, 5 to 3. QB hits, 5 to 3. Forced fumbles, 1 to 0. Fumbles recovered, 1 to 0. And then safeties there were none taken in this game. Oh, why do I think that the Vikings ended up winning this game? Because they were able to show up whenever it mattered in the back half of the game. Like I said, the first half, they were getting their asses beat. It was ugly, and I was hoping that they would wake up because I wanted entertainment, okay? And so they ultimately did. You know, the defense, they were doing a lot of blitzing of Caleb Williams in the beginning of this game and getting pressure on him and stuff. But Caleb was escaping that shit, okay? It took them to the fourth quarter to sack this guy, okay? Like, he just kept evading it and stuff. And they just started, calling up some other stuff defensively, and they were able to get more pressure on him. They were able to sack him. They were able to make him throw the ball quicker than ever he wanted to, the second half, and just putting more pressure on defensively. So Flores, I believe, is the defensive coordinator. He really dialed it up in the second half, okay? Because when he was getting blitzed in the first half, he was getting away from that shit, and he was converting for first downs, okay? So the defense came up huge, deflecting some passes and stuff. So the defense, I think, is part of the reason. And then you just have, third and fourth quarter, J.J. McCarthy showing up, able to convert, get the first downs and stuff, and able to have some really nice throws and having, 3 or 4 touchdowns at the end, and able to make something of this. After that pick six, it wasn't a pretty show. But there's that. Special teams making the kicks always helps as well, making a 59-yarder. The coaching from Kevin O'Connell down the stretch was great. So, this is just exquisite game management. It's exquisite game management. And, you don't always see this, a team shitting the bed and then coming through and actually winning the game. You see that happening and then them getting close, but then the comeback not being enough. So for that to happen 2 times in a row, I don't know. I think that this was an entertaining game. I think that this was an entertaining game for sure, I will say. And I'm trying to catch the Vikings more this year, okay? I don't know if I'm going to catch every single game. But last year I kind of started watching them, and then this year I want to watch some more as well. But I thought that this was a good game, and I feel like this NFL season's off to a good start. I feel like usually the games for me at least didn't get good last year, until I would say week 4. I mean, the Chiefs and Baltimore one, that was literally decided by a toe. So that was kind of, I guess, dramatic. But games like this, you did not get this shit till week 4, okay? So having 2 of these games back to back, I'm still pissed about the Ravens losing. That's kind of my takes on the situations. And JJ McCarthy being able to show up, and you gotta give it to everyone. It's a team win. Everyone did what they were supposed to do. So I kind of think that's ultimately why the Vikings win. If we look at the Chicago Bears side, Caleb Williams finishes 21 for 35, 211 passing yards. He had 66 passing yards after the catch, 1 passing touchdown, 0 interceptions, 86.7 rating, 6 carries for 58 rushing yards, and he had a rushing touchdown as well, and he got sacked twice, okay? For the most part, I think that he played well. After that first drive, it was kind of touch and go with the offense, and I'll show something that kind of shows how they struggle with the offense after this clip as well. But I thought that he was really impressive in terms of how he was managing the blitz, kind of like I was talking about earlier, multiple times. He's able to evade it. I thought 4 or 5 times he was going to get sacked, and he did. So he was able to evade it. Just down the stretch, some brutal drops and stuff, and just, some overthrows and moments like that. And the defense for the Vikings coming to buy, JJ really coming through at the end, like I kind of already mentioned as well. And now that I'm remembering this, bro, Caleb threw a hospital ball I think it was to DJ Moore, bro. That was a hospital ball. I saw Tom Brady talking about this, but he said that he would specifically never throw balls. I think whenever certain people were playing or in certain spots of the field, you see the 2 defenders come in, and bro, that was a tough hit. I think DJ Moore is okay, but that was a hospital ball. That was a hospital ball, bro. Who you feeling like, Derek Carr? We not hungry. We were not hungry. So yeah, for the most part, I think that it was good for him in this game. Wasn't good enough and everything, but that doesn't all fall on him, okay? So, I think that it was good. I think it was an improvement from last year, because last year you saw a lot of him holding on to the football too much, taking sacks, and, being hesitant. I think that the new offensive line has definitely helped him out a lot and stuff. And, so I think it was some good stuff for him for the most part. We look at everyone else offensively. Romaduzzi, 37 yards, 1 touchdown, 6 receptions for 37 receiving yards. Swift, 65 yards, 17 carries, 53 rushing yards. DJ Moore, 77 yards, 3 receptions, 69 receiving yards. Zacchaeus, 42 yards, 4 receptions. Cole Kmet, 31 yards, 1 reception. Loveland, 12 yards, 2 receptions. And then having negative yards is crazy, okay? And then this is everybody else. The kicker missing a kick. Yeah, that's tough, because that at least would have tied the game and sent it to overtime. So a lot of people don't talk about special teams enough, but as a Chiefs fan, I really understand the importance of special teams, and that's one of the reasons why they lose this game, because when you sell the kick like that, I don't know, their kicker might have to go, because he be selling for them. This was a screenshot which kind of shows why the Bears lost this game. Since the first drive, touchdown, punt, turnover on downs, punt, field goal, end of half, punt, missed field goal, punt. They had like 2 touchdowns at the end, but you just see how many drives were, empty. So you have those things. And so why do I think that the Chicago Bears lost this game? Because multiple offensive drives where nothing really came of it, okay? Being able to convert on first down, but then you're not able to just get far enough down the field for the touchdown. You have the fact that the Vikings defense really turned it up in the second half as well. And the kicker missing a kick and just not being able to put enough points on the board as well. The Vikings just turned it up, okay, and the Bears were not able to match that and have the same offensive energy. So I think it leads to that, probably some coaching from Ben Johnson and probably some decisions and play calls that he had that were nonsensical and stuff. So I will say you have those things as well, but I think that also the Bears did a lot of good stuff today. You're looking at Caleb Williams, like I said, I thought that he played a decent game, and I thought that they had some good stuff that they showed for the defense, the pressure that they were able to put on J.J. McCarthy. They had some good showings, and yeah, obviously I'm sure Bears fans are hurt to see your team lose in such a close fashion and everything, but this could be one of the most you can enjoy seeing this matchup for years to come between Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy and all that stuff as well. So yeah, I like NFC North football. I really do. I liked the Lions-Packers game, and I liked this game, so I definitely think that NFC North is the best division of football. But let me know, why do you guys think that they won this game for the Vikings? Why do you think that the Bears will ultimately lose this game? What are your takeaways? What are your favorite plays? What are your thoughts on the coaching? And yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. But this was a good game. If you missed it, catch the replay.